Oh, she's beeping. And contact. Oh yeah. Good morning, everybody. I know a lot of you are probably wondering where in the hell I've been for the last week. Well, let me tell you, 2023 has gotten off to a wonderful start, and I'm being sarcastic. So, what happened? Well, first of all, we had the issue with the ASV. It's still in the shop. It's down in Monk's Corner outside Charleston at CCE. Chris and his guys were trying to get to it, but one of the mechanics had a medical issue. I think he had to have like a toe amputated or something like that. It wasn't good. And the other one was already on scheduled holiday PTO, so they weren't able to get to the ASV. So they're gonna try to get, I think they were gonna try to get to it yesterday. I actually went down to Monk's Corner to look at a job down there and stopped by there, and they were going to be looking at that afternoon. We're not totally sure anything's wrong with it yet, but they're trying to figure it out right now. The other thing is on Friday I had to take Mysti to the emergency room. She had some really bad stomach pain. She was throwing up a lot. We went Friday night at like a little after midnight, actually early Saturday morning, I guess you could say. We were there in the emergency room for like 3 hours. She was in a lot of pain. I have never in my life seen someone in pain and the nurse give them a heavy dose of morphine, a pretty heavy dose shot of morphine, and them still be in pain. That's how much stomach pain she was in. They finally got her stomach calmed down, and they released her early Saturday morning at like 3:30 in the morning. We got out of there, out of the ER, went home, got a few hours of sleep. We were up and about all day on Saturday. She was fine. And then Saturday night into early Sunday morning, she started feeling bad again, a lot of stomach pain, throwing up. And so we went back to the ER at like 4 o'clock in the morning on like Sunday morning or Saturday morning, whatever it was. And or yeah, that'd have been, yeah, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Sorry, my dates are all weird. Went back there to the ER. She was in even more pain and even worse shape than she was before. And so they admitted her to the hospital, and we were in the hospital for 2 nights. She finally got released yesterday afternoon, late in the afternoon, Tuesday. So we were there 2 nights. I literally slept on a hospital recliner next to her for 2 nights. I was trying to do a couple things here and there, mostly looking at jobs. So I've got some stuff coming up. We're gonna be mulching out a backyard next week. I'm taking a load of crush and run out right now, and then we're gonna go mow a lot for another client. So we've got some work to do, and then we're gonna be back down on the farm property doing a bunch of mulching work. Now that hunting season's over, he's got a ton of mulching projects down there to do. We're gonna be doing a big culvert project down there, putting in some 36-inch reinforced concrete pipe on the driveway. Actually, landscaper Greg's gonna be doing that, and I'm gonna be down there helping him. So ton of stuff coming up, but it's been between breakdowns and hospitalizations and no sleep, and it's been a little nutty. So I'm starting to finally get back into the swing of things now that Misty's home and feeling a little better. So we're gonna take a load of crush and run in the dump truck, and we're gonna go mow a lot and try to get some work done today and see what we can do. So let's get started. All right, everybody, change of plans. I was gonna mow a lot yesterday, but after Kelly and I went back over there and looked at it again, I was gonna try to do it with the green monster, but Kelly and I went over there and looked at it again, and the skid steer is probably the better option for that lot. So as soon as I get it back, we will go take care of that. So I've got the Mini back out here at the farm. I let landscaper Greg rent it yesterday. He needed to do a little bit of dirt work with the buckets, and I already had the mulcher on the trailer. So I need this thing over here because apparently, according to my dad, they're logging this section over here on the other side of our farm. It's not our property, but our property kind of goes, we have a road that goes kind of right off the property line that goes back to what my dad calls the ridge. It's not really a ridge, everything's flat back there, but that's just what he calls it. And apparently the loggers have dropped some trees on our road back there, so he wants me to go back there with the machine and see if I can't work that out. I don't know how big they are. I may go back there, drive back there first, take a look at them, and see if I can't just use the mulcher and clean them up with that, mulch them into pieces. We'll go see how big they are, but I need to get this off first, and then also we're gonna, before I go do that, I'm gonna put the Kubota, the farm tractor. It needs service. It's been a while since it's been serviced, so I'm gonna run it over to Flint. They said they would do the service on it, and then we'll come back and try to work on that road. We'll go over to Flint and see if they're working on anything cool over there. So let's get Munchie unloaded here and get these buckets off of here as well. And contact. Oh yeah, good to go. I'll let her warm for a minute and we'll take her to Flint. All right, we're gonna ride back and see what we're dealing with, and I want to go back there and take a look. So we're gonna take the four-wheeler. We're in this thing in a minute. Crank her up. Hopefully we got fuel. empty? Let me check. Oh, low fuel, great. Damn it. Leave me with no gas. Let me see if Kelly's got some gas. All right, I found a gallon of go-go juice. So we can get this in there. We need a whole lot, we're not going far. All right, I think we're gassed up here. Let's roll. Oh yeah, buddy. Okay, so, oh, I'm in neutral. It looks like the loggers here have pretty much come. I mean, I thought the property line's over there, so it looks like they've come over onto our property. Doesn't look like they took any trees, but I see what Kelly needs me to clean up now. Clean up all of this at least. But man, they wiped all that out, which really sucks now, because now any Tom, Dick, and Harry can just walk right onto our property. There's really no cover or anything here now. Oh well. Let me go back here and see if there's anything else. Let's get over these trees. Ow! Woods we go. So I'll take you guys up here to the ridge. What Kelly calls it a ridge. It's not really a ridge, but that's what he calls it. this is the ridge. This is Kelly's little main little hunting hole right here. He's got his stand right there in that pine. And as soon as I get the skid steer back, I'm gonna bring the quick attach mega mower brush cutter over here, and he wants to take out this whole little thicket of his old live oak thingies. So I'm gonna come in here and just clean this up, and then I'm gonna try to clean up these edges a little bit, take this out, and just kind of open this up along the edges here. So that should be a fun project for the brush cutter. I could bring the Mini back here, but it is a long trek back here with that Mini, and that's just a slow and long trek. So I'd rather just get the skid steer back, and the skid steer will make really quick work of that, and it'd be a lot faster for me to get it back here. And that'd be fun to go through that with the Mega Mower X brush cutter, and we'll really see how that thing does in some thick brush. And these live oak things are tough to cut with a brush cutter. They don't cut and mulch up very easily, even for the mulcher. So that'll be a really good test for that thing to see what it does in this. So that's the reason I haven't come back here with the Mini and the mulcher to do this, because it wasn't a huge priority for Kelly, and I really want to do that with that brush cutter. So it doesn't seem like Kelly kind of over exaggerated what the loggers did over there. So I'm going to try to go clean that up really quick and see if I can just fix that up. But I don't think we need the Mini for that. So a little bit of a letdown, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. So let's go get that cleaned up. So you can see they've cleared all this out on the roadside. Our property is, I think it's right up here where I was at. It's right over there. Somewhere up here. Actually, I think it's a little further up, because I don't remember seeing that tire, that loader right there. Logging in as fast as they can go. Man, that Tiger Cat is brand new. Brand new. You're good, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're on our property over there, because that trail that goes through there back to the ridge has always been, as far as every plot and map I've ever seen, is on our property line by a good little bit. So I think he's the one I saw when I come through there, right there. So that's it right there. Yeah. There's the corner where we were just at right there. Yep, that's it right there. And he's the one I saw down here dragging those logs. Or no, he's felling. That other guy down there is who I saw dragging the logs. But where I was just at with the four-wheeler was right there on the trail. They have cleared all this out. Well, that's timber. That's big business where I'm at down here. A lot of logging down here. Probably our #1 crop in this area is timber. Stumps. See him drop some of these pines really quick. There he goes. Snatching them up. Laying them down. crazy how they can cut and grab multiple trees. There he goes, laying them down. Those are pretty decent sized pines. He's grabbing a couple of them. Got 2 of them. I don't see very many of the tracked feller bunchers around here like you see like Cotton Top 3 that they have. They use those tracked feller bunchers, and around here where I'm at, they always use the wheeled ones. The wheeled ones are very popular here. I don't think I hardly ever see a tracked feller buncher, and that's what that's called. That's a feller, they call it a feller buncher, because it fells the tree and then it bunches them in that claw in the front. And you don't see very many of the track ones around here, if any. I always see the wheeled ones. He's dropping them like it's hot. He's in some soft ground over there too. A lot of people think logging is just this horrible industry that just takes and takes and doesn't really give back. And I think around here, for the most part, I think we do a pretty good job of doing responsible logging. And you can see, you know, this track has been logged and now it's been replanted. That happens a lot here. You know, the timber here is in a lot of ways, for a lot of people, treated like a 20-year crop is what it is. You harvest the trees and then you replant them and then you reharvest them in about 20 years. And sometimes they'll come in here and do a thinning. So they'll come in through here, they'll do a thinning and take this that first thinning, they'll take those for like pulpwood, and that opens it up a little bit, and then the next set of trees are you know, they'll grow bigger because now it's a lot more open, they've got more space and they're not fighting with the other trees around them. And then those are typically your timber trees. They'll come through and take those. I'm not sure, a lot of those in there look like timber, but I'm sure some of them are probably some of the smaller ones they'll take for pulp down to the paper mill down in Georgetown. But and you can see this is a pretty big track. It goes way down there. It's all been replanted, and these in 20 years, you know, so years, these will all be harvested again. So yep, it's where they get into logging an area out and they log it and then they build a development. That's where you get into, you know, problems with sustainability and logging. But out here, I don't think that's going to be the case, because this is all pretty low land. You know, there's a lot of swamps and low areas out here, so it's not very desirable to build subdivisions out here where we're at. So I hope this will continue to be forestry. It sucks when they come through here and log it all, because it just looks all bare and like that. But once it gets cleaned up and replanted, it grows up really nice. Just my 2 cents. Well, I think this ain't nothing but some a little elbow grease and a few hand tools can't clean up, so let's get it fixed up. Well, that's no worse for wear. About 10 minutes worth of hand work, got that cleaned up. Don't need to bring the Mini back here. Note to self, anytime Kelly says something's really bad and needs a piece of equipment, remind me to check that first. But you can definitely see if this is our property, and I'm very, very positive it is. They definitely took some trees off of here. There's, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's another one over there, 7 maybe. It looks like he caught himself before he got to that big pine right there, maybe, or this one. But you would think he'd come through here. It looks like he come like right through here, and you would see this trail going through here and say, that looks interesting. I mean, it's a pretty, you know, well-defined and marked trail, but I don't know. I'll have to check the map again, but I always thought this was this trail was here when we got this place. It's not like we cut this through here. It's always been here. I know the property line goes up to the ridge. The back corner of the property line is like on the very back end of that hole where the ridge is up there, almost to the wood line or the brush line. It makes a corner and comes back this way, but I'll have to check the map again. But if they did, I mean, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing we can do. I mean, it's not like I can, you know, Kelly can go sue him for 6 trees or whatever. Well, I don't think that's gonna be worth it, but that does kind of suck, I suppose. I guess when I come through here with the brush cutter, maybe I kind of come through here and just kind of clean and grind some of this up a little bit, and hopefully that inkberry will start to grow back and come back up, and I can just kind of clean it up, and hopefully this will start to come back a little bit. But nothing to do about the trees. They're gone. If they were ours, nothing we could do. Once you cut them down, can't put them back. All right, everybody, I know this wasn't my normal video. Like I said, I was hoping to do, the main part of this video was supposed to be doing that mowing that lot, and then, you know, like I said, I think it's gonna need the skid steer with what's in there. And then I was gonna come do this with the Mini. I thought that might be a cool mulching job. Didn't need that either, so I'm gonna put this video out just so you guys can know kind of where things are at right now with everything as far as the new year, and you know, Misty being in the hospital, trying to get through the holidays, the skid steer being down, just now this with the logging. Oh man, I'm hoping, you know, it can't get a whole lot worse. Maybe we can start getting back on the upward trajectory. The good news is, got a bunch of stuff, you know, as far as work goes. We're going to be doing a backyard mulching project, starting that either Monday or Tuesday. I'm hoping to put it on the schedule for Monday. I got to call him tomorrow, but that job is sold. We're doing it. And then we've got a bunch of stuff to do down at the farm property, which is just down the road from that backyard. So I'll be taking the skid steer over there for that. And then we've got the culvert project. I got 2 lots to mow. I got to check in with where we had the big munchie behind the house over there doing that forestry track, and we had little munchie over there too in that swamp hole behind the house on the hill. We need to do another day rate over there for him. Supposed to do that in another day in December, but he had some stuff come up, couldn't do it in December, and so I told him I would check back with him after the new year, so I got to do that. So hopefully we can do that this month as well. We got plenty of stuff coming up, and I'm waiting to hear back on another 2-acre mulching job. I talked to that guy today. They're in the process of buying the property, and they had some surveys done, and they're doing some perk tests, and had to have somebody come out for their delineated wetland, and it's just a whole ordeal. So that's probably another 2 weeks out, they said, before they'll know about that. But stuff coming up, so just stay tuned. I'm going to try to get some stuff out next week, is when we do that backyard and some other stuff down at the farm property. So fingers crossed, upward trajectories. But I hope you guys had a great new year. I'm not trying to complain. It's just been a bit of a challenge so far with things so far this year, but we'll get through them. Just got to take it day at a time and keep moving forward. And one good thing the Army did teach me: no matter what happens, you just got to keep trucking, got to keep moving forward. So we will, and just see what tomorrow brings. And I hope you guys are having a great new year so far as well. And just stay tuned, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye, everybody.